he is. Look at that.
Hey, what's up?
I got a water for you over there. The sound should be all good.
For tobacco use only.
Huh?
For tobacco use only.
Yeah, dude. I know. I've had that since college. I thought it was a pretty good touch. I feel like you're one of the first people in a very long time to talk about that. I have a bong in the corner over there. I'll take a quick picture for you guys so you can see it. But it says tobacco use only. And I thought that was funny, so I left the sticker on. Guys, Gibran, Saleem in studio. And before you get on the couch, guys, we have the Ted Jones Comedy Show, March 16th, 8 p.m., 145 Bowery. Check the link in this freaking YouTube video. Dude, we got to fly in the studio? All right, well, I guess it's good luck to be flying around. Maybe I'll open this window, encourage it to go out. 1 second. All right, bro, hop in.
All right.
Get in there. Did you go to a lot of Nets games? Oh, I mean, not really, not like live streaming, but
it feels live.
It feels live, right?
It's happening right now.
There you go. Throw those on. How you sound? It sound good?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Pop in here.
Awesome.
And then I don't think you need to use too much hand action. No, you good?
I'm good.
Let's go, Gibran.
All right,
what's up,
hand
buddy?
action. Good, man.
Dude, good to see you,
What's
bro.
up?
So coming in from Brooklyn.
Coming in from Brooklyn.
So like I was saying, have you been to Brooklyn Nets games? Is that your
I have
your type
not.
of style?
I
No?
live so close to the Barclays Center, though. I just haven't.
You haven't gone to other events there?
No.
Okay, so my sister and her boyfriend just went to Monday Night Raw.
Okay, I was gonna say
wrestling.
If I was like excited to go to an event,
That
I
would
would
be the
really
one.
follow wrestling, but I would definitely want to see a live
Especially
wrestling
since it's
show.
across the street. So they were in the rafters, paid like $30 for the tickets.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
But the thing is, with the Barclays Center, I think it's just so much steeper than the older stadiums because
Yeah.
they're just trying to pack in as many seats as possible. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
As
yeah.
opposed to like if you go MSG in the rafters, like it's a pretty good seat.
Yeah.
Theoretically, nosebleeds and nosebleeds.
Well, have you been to a Nets game?
I have, but
Okay.
but I haven't been like all the way up there. So I've been to
Okay.
a few Nets games, and I like the hip hop vibe, man.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's just like very different than the MSG. MSG doesn't feel
Okay.
snooty or anything.
What is the hip hop
or snobby.
vibe
I mean, they're
compared to the MSG? Because I don't go to that many sports games.
They're playing like a lot of hip hop during the
Okay.
game, and then I think
Jay-Z,
like,
Alicia Keys, the classic.
dude, exactly.
New York, yeah.
New York City.
yeah.
Just not even that one. Like the welcome to the stash 560s. That type.
Okay.
But it's fresh, and then they
Yeah.
have like a lot of hip
that's
hop
the same
urban
song.
concert.
Yeah. You just switched to a different part of the verse.
You're right. A different chorus.
Yeah, the last two bars.
Dude, so let's start from the beginning.
Okay, okay.
When did you grow up in New York and Brooklyn?
No, I was born in North Carolina,
Ooh, what part?
Greensboro.
Okay, so just side note before you continue your story, my grandmother grew up in Oxford, North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Are you familiar with that?
No.
Just very suburban type town.
Oxford
like
doesn't
tobacco
exist anymore.
Farmer, like tobacco. Really?
No, I'm just fucking.
Imagine. I was like, so tobacco, as we started off the episode,
Okay.
smoking tobacco bong.
Nice.
I didn't get that at my grandmother's house, though.
Okay.
But anyway, go ahead, bro.
No. Wait, what were we going with your grandmother? She was from North
Oxford.
Carolina.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
yes,
that's why I
yes.
interrupted.
So I met your grandmother when I was born, actually.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
Yeah, she was
a
so
nurse.
sweet. She was
gave
really
birth
cool.
to
She
you.
gave birth to me.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean.
She's
bro.
my mom.
You
she
know what I
is
mean.
my mom. We're related. That's what the show's all about. Welcome to
my
Ted Jones
uncle.
World. Yeah.
Gibran, my uncle.
We're all family. That's the message. Literally.
There you go. Growing up in Greenburgh, North Carolina.
Yeah. So born in Greensboro, North Carolina. Family moved to Virginia. Basically, my dad was like an environmental engineer in North Carolina for like some private company or something. And then we all moved to Virginia near DC because then my dad started working for the government. And then my parents got divorced, and fast forward a few years, I moved to Western New York, about 7 hours away from New York City, small town called Dansville, near a college named Geneseo. Biggest city nearby is Rochester.
Damn, dude. All right.
Yeah.
So I played tennis pretty competitively, and there
Okay,
were
I didn't know that.
There were a few sectionals up in Rochester.
Okay.
So we'd take the plane up there and go there for like 2 nights a year. I remember that. Just
Were those
spending a lot
like-
of time in upstate New York?
Were those like the easy days where there weren't a lot of competition? Like
No,
those particular part of your leg?
Well, those were the ones that I think like all the kids who were in central New York would go to. So
Okay.
they drive like 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
Where if I were to go to
Okay.
Long Island on a Friday or Saturday
Yeah,
night,
yeah.
those were usually like hour and a half trips, even though
Okay.
the traffic was awful. So you went to school in a suburban life for the most part throughout Virginia and North Carolina, and then upstate New York, dude.
Sort of. Like upstate New York, it's more like Western New York. I don't even know if I guess it's suburban, but it's really like a small town. Like a very small town where
Did you have a lot of friends who went to SUNY Geneseo?
Geneseo?
Geneseo, my
yeah,
bad,
I had
my
a few
bad.
friends that went to SUNY Geneseo. Yeah. My little brother went there for a while too,
Oh, okay.
actually.
Did
yeah.
you go to college up there?
No. I got the fuck out. I moved I like New York. I like Western New York. Maybe that came off too aggressive. I don't know. Did I come off aggressive? I don't know.
Well, I mean, you were in New York City
Fuck
now.
that shit,
So I would
no.
assume that that's how most people feel, though, when
No,
they leave
I
a place
don't.
like that. No?
Well, I moved to Virginia, so I went to undergrad at VCU in Richmond, Virginia.
Virginia Commonwealth
Virginia
University, for
Commonwealth
those who don't know.
University.
They have a good tennis team, and that's
Yeah?
the reason I know
Oh,
all
I didn't
these
even know
kind
that.
of
Okay.
pocket schools.
They used to be good at basketball.
Yeah, they had Shaka Smart for
Yeah.
a moment. They made was it the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8?
Both. I
Oh,
don't know.
well,
I'm
that would
just-
be fair.
I'm
If they
just
did,
making
if they
shit
did make
up.
the Elite 8, they'd make the Sweet 16.
Okay,
right?
cool.
What do you mean recently? You weren't aware of this?
No.
You don't like basketball?
I like basketball. I just don't watch it
Fair.
often.
Fair, but if is it the Commodores? What are you guys? The Virginia
Commodore,
Wells
Rams.
University. Oh, the Rams. But if the Rams made
Commodores
the
is,
yeah,
Commodores is
if the
it's
Rams
interesting,
made the Elite 8, I feel like we'll pop it up right here, Gibran, so you can see it after.
Okay.
But that would have been a pretty big point for you to rep some school pride, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, you went to VCU,
Yeah.
private school, right?
No. Our state school. VCU State School, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I went there. I was there for undergrad, and then I moved to New York. I was either going to go to Florida or New York.
To do what? What'd you major in?
So I double majored undergrad in creative advertising and psychology.
Yo, all right.
And so I was originally in creative advertising because VCU, I went there for their art program, and the first year is called AFO, Art Foundation Optics. I have no idea. It's definitely not optics. I don't know what that O stands for. But basically you like take generalized painting classes, drawing classes, stuff like that. But I like injured myself. But the reason why I was in AFO is because after your first year, then you applied to the specialization, and I wanted to do graphic design. So I injured myself. I couldn't really finish the program the
What'd you
first
do?
year. I was just a douchebag who worked out improperly,
shit,
and I
dude.
like tore a ligament.
Were you trying to max out on a bench or what?
I doubt
RDLs?
it.
What was
I
it?
doubt it was even that much weight.
No, but it was a bench. Is that what?
No.
messed up
It
your-
was, what are these cleans or something? What do you
Yeah,
do?
sure.
Something like that. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just doing that, trying to like build up these traps.
traps, right,
yeah,
right,
and
classic.
I fucked my wrist up.
Bros love building traps.
Oh,
man.
for
I
sure.
feel
It's all
you.
about
I
the
hear you.
traps,
So you
yeah.
hurt you, and you couldn't paint because of this injury.
Yeah,
Damn, dude.
because I'm left-handed. But I was interested in graphic design anyways, which is like computer based.
Okay.
So then I went. So then I dropped out of the art program and I went to mass communications, which had creative advertising.
But still at VCU.
Still at VCU.
So you graduated from VCU.
Yeah.
And we're gonna move to Florida or New York to pursue marketing.
Well, I knew I was going to go to grad school, that I wanted to go to grad school just because I didn't know what really I was going to do after that, like to get a job.
Grad school? What type of focus?
So I went to grad school. So I moved to New York. I went to NYU for psychology.
Oh wow, bro.
And
Okay.
then I started comedy. I didn't even plan on starting comedy until I came to New York.
How did you start getting into comedy though from psychology?
I mean, I was obsessed with comedy like since forever.
Oh, okay, always.
I just didn't know you could do comedy. Like
How
it
do you
just
mean?
wasn't in my brain that, oh, this is an option that you can pursue it as a career and something you do as a passion through your life, and it's a job.
Did you finish psychology school?
I finished my master's. I didn't even think I was going to finish. I'm
How long did that-
surprised
how
I
long-
finished.
How long did that take?
More than it should have.
Yeah.
It was a 2-year program. It at least took me 3 years.
Yeah.
And especially the last year, I was supposed to be working on a thesis, and then I was just like obsessed with comedy.
What did you write your thesis about?
Extroversion and introversion.
There you go. And that's it. On to the next step, comedy. On to the next chapter.
That I'm on stage.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
So what was the first moment when you were like, all right, I'm going to graduate and get this degree in psychology, but I'm going to pursue comedy? And were your parents chill about it?
I think the psychology degree part was more of a afterthought. And the first thought was, oh, I'm doing comedy. And then it was like, oh, wait, but what am I doing in school and how do I pay for it?
Growing up in a place like, well, I said it was just like a small town. Were there other kids that wanted to get out of the small town like you did? Or were there other people who stayed in the Rochesters or North Carolina or other
I'd say
places?
50-50.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a rule of thumb for almost everywhere, right?
I think that like people will 50-50 people stay back or leave.
Yeah, 50-50 stay, 50-50 leave, or 50% leave.
Yeah.
And then 25% might come back, and the other 25% that stayed might leave.
I think it's also if you
It's like
get
a constant
wave of like you never really know who's.
But I guess
gonna end up
ultimately
doing
at any
what.
given point 25% have left.
Yeah, and I think if you get like a good opportunity right out of college, especially in your hometown, you're way more likely to stay.
Oh yeah,
You know, something like that.
But then a pandemic drops and you're like, fuck, I miss my mom.
But what was the true, obviously? But what was the Florida thing? Why did you almost go to Florida?
Oh, okay. So when I was an undergrad, I was really, really into creative advertising.
And you just wanted to tan.
And I just wanted to tan, of course, naturally.
Yeah, dude, you're a
Of
dark
course.
guy.
Yeah, that golden turmeric glow.
There you go.
But basically, I was real into creative advertising. The two best advertising schools were, one was VCU, the Brand Center, and the other was Miami Ad School. And I didn't want to be in Virginia. I don't know if I applied to the Brand Center, but at one point I was like, oh, I'm going to go there after I graduate undergrad. But basically I went to Florida and I was like, oh, I think I'll live in Florida.
You visited University of Miami?
Yeah, and I went to the school there and I met.
What was that like? How did you not end up there?
I don't know if I fully applied. I don't even remember anymore. I just remember getting in to NYU, to New York City, and I was like, I'm just moving to New York City.
Where did you live when you came to New York City?
Student housing.
How was that?
I was so stupid as far as loans. I had no concept of loans.
So
I was just like,
because you had to did you have to get a separate living loan? Like you had to take out $25,000 to live in a studio separately?
I don't know what I did. No. So it was student housing. No, it wasn't a student. Well, actually, first they sent me to student housing in Brooklyn, in a studio with a dude. And
it was NYU student housing, though.
NYU student housing, right. And it was in Brooklyn. And when you first move to New York City, I don't know how other people feel, but it's like Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx. No, I'm here for Manhattan.
Totally.
Right? So I'm like, why am I, and my school was in Manhattan. Yeah. So I'm like, why the fuck am I sharing a room with a dude? I'm in grad school. It's not undergrad. And I'm paying out the ass. Yeah. And then I applied to live in Manhattan, and then I was just living in Manhattan. But dude, I'm sharing a room with someone. Like, for the money that I paid, I could have easily gotten an apartment.
And you didn't have your own bathroom, right? You have your bathroom down the hall?
No. We had our own bathrooms.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we shared a bathroom with your mate or suite mate or roommate. Your roommate.
And that lasted a year, and then you moved to Manhattan?
Yeah. And then, I was at grad housing on 26th between, I think, 1st and 2nd. 2 blocks away from New York Comedy Club on 24th.
And would you just go there as an audience member initially, years ago?
I loosely looked up mics around New York, just glancing at the potential opportunities of what I could be doing. Like, not actually doing the open mic, but just like, okay, so this exists. Like, it starts like that kind of. Then I'd walk past New York. Then I think I walked in one day and I was like, okay, so you guys do open mics? And they're like, yeah, so these are the times. And then the next time I went, I was on a date.
No way.
At New
And
York
you were
Comedy
up?
Club. No, I wasn't on stage. I was just watching.
Okay.
You know when you go to a mic and you're like, why the fuck would anyone come here as an audience?
Right.
Well, I was.
There you
I
go.
was in the audience
Okay.
with a girl.
But it was probably
on a
you.
date.
It was probably you wanting to build up some sort of courage, though. That's probably why you went in as an audience member, right?
100%. Oh yeah. It's just like desensitizing myself to
Sure.
the world
Right.
of me potentially performing.
And how old were you at that time?
20,
10 years ago?
Yeah, so that was like 26. Yeah.
What did the girl think? She your wife now or what, dude?
No.
She was like, this is terrible. I mean, dude, it takes a lot. I think you were also testing out the waters of that girl. Because, like, if she was into the comedy, you're likely going to marry her.
In my head, it was like two birds, one stone. It was like a date, and I can
Totally,
scout
dude.
the mic.
Dude, that's sometimes like I rarely go on dates, but there are sometimes where girls are like, "Oh, I'll come to one of your shows." I'm like, "Girl, I think you got to earn that."
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Well, but I don't know. I don't want to be hanging out with a girl like, dude.
There's a lot of pressure.
Imagine if I came to a show and I brought a girl that I was like, "Oh yeah, this is my date." You'd be like,
Yeah.
"Why is Ted bringing a date that like it's not his girlfriend?" You know what I mean? Like,
To a show?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be. People
You
do
don't
that
think
all
so?
the time.
Do they?
I think you should do that.
I don't know.
You're showcasing a skill set and something that you're passionate about, and
You're
it's a
right.
form of
That's true.
entertainment.
Well, you know what? You're right. To harp on that, also, you want the person that you're on a date with, like that. She has to be comfortable with that, like right away, or he has to be comfortable with that, whatever. Like girls, girls, I think have a tougher time at that, trying to find men who are okay with.
I'm
them
sure
going
it's
on
way
stage.
more difficult.
Yeah, talking about whatever, maybe their personal life, sex life, and then and then also a guy would become not the butt of the joke, but definitely topics of the joke. And I think guys have to have thicker skin in that sense.
To an extent, it also depends on your voice on stage. Like what you're saying on stage could be attractive or it could be unattractive. Right. If you're on stage like, I fucking hate women, am I right, guys?
Yeah.
And then your girlfriend or date is like, what the hell? Where did that come from?
Yeah. So it is a quick way to find out if you like the person, if you're a comedian or not. In psychology, did you do any specific studies that related to comedians and how they would deal with people in real life or on stage? How did that look?
No, but I think as comedians, we've all kind of assessed our own patterns of the comedian archetype and like what personality traits go along with that. I mean, it always varies, but we didn't specifically study, at least in my program, humor wasn't really a focus, unfortunately.
What do you? I feel like it should be.
I think related to humor, there's also group dynamics. And that's so huge within like social psychology or just the concept of these strangers in a room and what they laugh at and what they think is funny. That's what we assume they're laughing at and not laughing at. But they're also laughing because X is with them, or they're not laughing because X isn't. I don't know if that makes like if their grandmother is next to them,
sure,
they could love the joke and not laugh. And
it depends on the darkness in the room, lightness in the room, maybe.
Yeah, so just even, I mean, so that's not really a specific topic, but I think there's so much social psychology and psychology involved in just assessing the group dynamics and reading the room. But I think innately as comedians, we teach ourselves how to sense that.
What kind of stuff would they teach you as like a baseline of reality in a psychology program? Like, are you reading people a lot? Do you find yourself like as a psychology major?
No, I mean, it was just a master's program. We read a lot. There was like counseling classes. It was more the internships that provided more tangible experience.
Because I have heard that like if your parents are psychologists, you grow up a little bit different.
Yeah, but I think we all like to to make ourselves feel special and individual. No matter what your parents are, you could say that. If you have two parents that are plumbers, you're probably going to be a little bit different. It's probably true, but any field. But yeah, I think there's so much psychology's fault as understanding a group dynamic within an audience. But that's not something you really learn in school.
You ever learn about music and the psychology and how it makes you feel and why people would potentially want to hear new jokes all the time when they would rather go to a concert and know every single Adele song? You know, like the disconnect between people wanting to know music and wanting to know every single lyric and listening to it 50 times in a row and then being like, bro, I heard this joke I heard that 3 months ago, the last time I saw him.
Oh, interesting. You're saying why don't people get fatigued by a hit song versus a joke? I don't think that discrepancy is necessarily a constant. It probably is to an extent, but
And it also depends maybe how much you're feeling that comedian.
like I would love. Sorry, I spilled water on your
Good,
couch.
bro.
Like when I started, I loved Anthony Jeselnik, and I went to see him live, and I wanted him to do the jokes that I knew,
Right, but
along with new stuff. But I wanted to hear, and I would listen to albums like on repeat. You know,
that's interesting, man. Because usually maybe if you weren't a fan of him,
yeah. But
it'd
I'm
be
like
different.
a comedy nerd, you know. So like
Yeah.
that's not the average personality. I mean, I think just the
It's interesting, because people will literally sing song for weeks.
Yeah.
They'll repeat for weeks. And then if you go and you see a comic and you're like, oh, 3 months ago I heard that joke. You're like,
I think it's because the
disconnected.
initial stimuli of the punchline is not as
it's
sustainable
unexpected.
over a long period of time. Compared to when you hit a good melody or rhythm, or Adele is like hello, or I'm really bad at singing in lyrics. There's stimuli, but if you started going to a joke, I just be like, this motherfucker's running a bit on me. I don't know, but well, that doesn't match up because I'm a comedian. But like to someone else, it wouldn't have the same stimuli over and over and over. Because music has a different kind of stimuli. This is all just me. I'm just talking off the top of my head. This is not like
that's the
studies.
podcast, bro. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And you have some,
I wouldn't fact
you have
check
some
me on this.
background. You have some background.
A little
so.
bit. Yeah.
Any friends still in the suburbs?
Any
where you're
friends?
at?
Question mark.
Any
No
friends, question
further
mark.
characters in the sentence. Any friends? Question mark.
Question mark.
Any friends? What?
Like when your dad was working for the government.
Uh huh.
Do you have any friends that still lived in the same place that you grew up? Whether it was,
in Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia or North Carolina.
Yeah, it's weird. Most of the friends that I'm in touch with are from college and not before. So in Virginia, there are like friends from before, but I'm not as close, or I haven't maintained the relationships. But college, yeah, some people are in Virginia, but some people are scattered out. One's in Texas, one's in Cali.
Did you ever almost go into the same field as one of your friends, though?
I mean, as a brown guy, we're all pre-med at some point in our college education. So I thought about it, but ultimately,
like being a doctor?
yeah.
And like going to med school, doing the whole
I think we all think about it at some point.
Did your parents grow up in the Middle East?
Well, they were both born in Pakistan, South Asia, but I was born here. They both immigrated to North Carolina.
Oh, okay. So you haven't like done comedy over there in the Middle East ever?
No.
Would you ever like to do a Pakistani special?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I'll perform anywhere.
Do you speak any other languages?
So I know a little Urdu, URDU, Urdu. The D is like a TH kind of
that?
sound. So that's the native language in Pakistan.
Oh, wow.
Urdu. I know a little, but like a few broken words. Yeah.
So did you ever feel any prejudice being Middle Eastern in New York?
Oh, well, I'm not Middle Eastern.
Oh.
So I'm
I
South
didn't.
Asian.
Oh, my bad.
No.
Is that racist? I don't think so. No,
No,
it's
you're
just a
learning.
misconception. Yeah, there you go.
It's not racist if you don't know and you're
Racist and learning.
asking.
Okay,
That's
true.
not, I want people should feel comfortable asking.
Okay,
stuff.
cool.
Wait, what is? Oh, did I feel any like discrimination stuff? Yeah, of course.
And where the most, do you think? At what point in your life, maybe?
I mean, right after 9/11.
Where did you feel it the most, though? Was it like in high school?
In my balls.
Literally.
Right in the nuts.
Right in the neuters.
Oh, like in school.
But what kind of stuff was it? Like white kids being like, oh, you're a terrorist?
Yeah.
Or was it like mainstream media?
No, from kids in school. There's some stuff.
Like what? Care to share?
Let's see. One time, I'm trying to think of this story. I mean, there's a lot of things. One time, I remember I had like a broken collarbone. My arm was in a sling. Some dude shouted out "towel head" to me. And I said to him, the only time I use a towel is when your mom's on her period.
There you go.
And he slammed me up against a car. Fast forward, like I'm going to really paraphrase and fast forward. I was at someone else's prom at a bonfire party afterwards, and he accused me of stealing beer. And he went in his truck, he pulled out a bat, and he chased me in his truck while I jumped into my friend's car. Like a movie from 1987.
This is in North Carolina?
This was in Western New York.
Oh my gosh.
So that's one example. I'm not going to give any more examples than that.
Yeah.
But Ted, what about you? So you know so much about me, but I don't know anything about you.
Bring on the questions,
Ted
bro.
Jones World. Where are you from?
So I was born in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Cool
And
glasses,
then-
by the way.
Thank you, dude.
Are those
Appreciate
Warby?
it. Yes.
Nice.
Nice
Very
call.
nice,
I
yeah.
bought like 3 pairs of them 4 years ago. And they've
Okay,
been
very
beautiful
cool.
ever since. I might need to get LASIK surgery though. Did you get LASIK? Or do you want
I
to?
should.
You should.
Do you wear contacts?
Well, yeah, when I don't wear glasses and my
Yeah.
eyes are pretty bad.
How much are you spending on contacts
It's
a year?
wild that people have this bad eyes, by the way. Like if I didn't have glasses, I don't know how
Dude,
I don't
mine
live.
are probably worse than your.
Well, what are your
what's
numbers?
bad is people's perception of what's bad.
Sure.
Because people are like, "What's bad?" I'm like, "How bad is it?" And you're like, "Mine is 0.5," and I'm like,
No,
"What
no,
the
no,
fuck?"
No. I'm a real bad guy. Negative 3.25. What? That's not bad?
That's not that bad.
What
Mine
did I
is 4.25.
Yeah, that's not
See,
good.
mine is so bad, I say minus and not negative. You can still say negative without it hurting your feelings.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to do a positive.
But bro,
cup
I
half
think
full.
both of us need to get LASIK surgery. So if there's a sponsor out there listening
Oh,
right now,
100%. I would
get
totally do it.
My dad got it in like 1999 when it was probably 5 times as expensive as it is now. I think now you can get it for like what, 800 an eye, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, so I was born in New
The
Brunswick, New
idea
Jersey.
of paying per
and then moved
eye
here.
is very
Right.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's also true. That does sound like a little bit bootleg.
Well, wait. I
Flushing.
know you're telling me about yourself, but how much are you paying for contacts a year? Above 600?
Okay, so I bought a 6-month supply, and the plan is to make that last a year and a half.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like I'll wear glasses. Maybe I'll keep it in one night.
Okay. If you're
I
getting
can do
freaky,
that, yeah.
feeling loose.
So I don't religiously take them in and out every single night, and I'll wear glasses here and there. So a 6-month supply was probably like, I don't know,
And these are dailies.
$700. Yeah,
Yeah.
$700, and then it'll last me a year and a half.
Okay.
When I could just do it will work out. I think if I just do 800 an eye and then just get it done. But bro, it's crazy that people. The one thing, I mean, maybe people's hearing is affected.
Yeah.
When you're younger and you might not know because you
Yeah.
don't have a gauge of what good hearing is. But that vision is crazy.
Do you sleep with your contacts in sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah.
It's so weird. I'll do that sometimes too. And it's so bad for us. But I will always remove a condom off from when I'm having sex. Like at the end of sex.
At the end of sex, yeah, you don't sleep with it on.
No. And
Well,
that's
that's
safe.
different.
That's safer. That's more hygienic than sleeping with your contacts in.
You think
Yeah.
with a loaded up condom?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think so. I mean, it's not like in you.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, but sometimes
Like your contact
I
is
lose
kind
it.
of in you. It's like just a
Definitely
tip.
in you. Yeah, and it's a scarier thought, maybe, because like you're
Yeah.
closing your eyes with a foreign object inside of you.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, maybe I should change out my contacts.
Like if you
more.
leave your contacts in long enough, it'll look like someone emptied a condom in your eye. Because
theoretically,
it's
theoretically, the
I'm
red
just
and the
taking shots
whiteness.
over here.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
right.
like, all right, that might be.
Do you want to know more about my life?
No,
story?
I do.
Everyone
Okay, so
else
you
knows.
grew up in New Jersey.
Yes.
Okay.
No. I moved here when I was 6 weeks old. My parents both got jobs in the city, so I grew
Oh.
up in Manhattan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, man.
You're like a New York kid.
I'm a New Yorker, true New Yorker.
Nice.
Started taking the subway to school when I was 12 years old.
Nice.
So I had to grow up a little bit faster than kids
Wow.
who grow up in a small town or suburbia. You know,
Do people find this fascinating? I find this
Yes.
fascinating.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
so
because
mind-boggling to me.
nobody actually grew up in the city.
Wow.
You know, maybe they grew up in like deep Queens, but well, when we refer to the city, we refer to Manhattan, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd say nobody's really grown up in Manhattan.
Do you have any? So 12 years old, you started taking the bus?
Subway.
Subway.
Yeah. It's like 12, 13, yeah.
Can you recall any like creepy pedophile like behavior from someone else?
No,
No,
not as a 12-year-old boy, kind of just going about the motions. Because a lot of younger kids would do that. They would have their school buddy. They'd travel the subway with them because that's how I grew up.
Okay.
And
so you weren't there solo.
Yeah, I mean it depends, but it was less like the. I did feel, looking back on it, I think that I did feel safe because I knew that I knew how to get around, as opposed to the drunk driving that kids do all over the freaking country.
Yeah,
and I would get in less trouble, I think, because I had more options, things to do when it was just like growing up in the suburbs. Maybe that one Friday night. A month, your parents would have to pick you up from the kid's house because you were too drunk, something like that.
Yeah.
More freedom, I think, allowed me to be less crazy and less chaotic. But I do know a lot of kids who ended up being sober by the time they were 22 years old.
Oh, I would imagine.
Just because they had the
your
access
is insane here.
dude, crazy access.
Have you lived anywhere else outside of New York City?
Yeah, so I went to UConn. I played tennis at UConn for 2 years, and I graduated UConn. So I lived there for 4 years, and that was like a complete 180 from growing up in New York City. It was like farm life in the middle of nowhere.
Did you like it more, that life? Like, how do you enjoy the non-city life?
It was so slow, so different.
Yeah.
Like, even when I go to LA, I'm like, this is way too slow. You have to go to the CVS, you get all this shit, then you get back to your apartment and, oh my God, I forgot toothpaste. Then you got to go out another 30 minutes.
Yeah, but at least you can drive quickly.
I don't really like the driving. Do you like city life? Like you're never leaving?
I would move to California.
LA?
I mean, I would settle down not in a city.
You spent some time out in LA, right?
Yeah, but I haven't been there since the pandemic.
How long were you in LA for, though?
But I was there for a couple months. I think I was just there for pilot season, just trying to like knock out some auditions and then, do stand up around the area.
You didn't find that LA was slow?
I mean, nothing beats New York stand up.
Yeah.
As a stand up, I mean, so you like were born and raised in New York, essentially. I was born and raised. Definitely. Yeah. I was born and raised as a comedian in New York. So how like you can compare the non-city life to, it's hard to compare other states comedy wise when you're like building shit, just like running around.
Do you ever headline in North Carolina?
In North Carolina,
or like upstate New York?
I've done some shows, not recently, but I used to do a lot of colleges around there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to get connected with.
Oh, for sure. But there's just something about running around New York City, spot to spot to spot. And then
it's
also,
a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and then just seeing other amazing comedians.
It's wild, dude.
Like we have so much. We interact with comedians that other people are just like watching on YouTube, like dying, wishing that they could see them live.
Yeah, I think the thing about New York is like it doesn't seem that anything could really be as fast paced or faster paced. Even when you think about cities in other parts of the world. I mean, maybe Tokyo could be as fast paced, but they don't have the English speaking comedy game.
Nothing beats New York, for sure.
Yeah, so it's different, man. Because I'll get spoiled when I go to other slower cities. Like my dad lives in Miami. I'll go down to Miami for 3 nights. I'm like, get me out of here, dude. Even though it's 85 and sunny, it's like
amazing.
It's good for 36 hours, and then I'm like, all right, let's go to New York, bounce around, do 5 things in a night.
Yeah. When did you start comedy?
I mean, bro, you probably remember me freestyling at Danny Palmer's show like 5 years
way
ago.
Back. Yeah.
So that was like right around the hint of me doing stand up.
That's fun.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But I was always like an improv heavy type of performer.
Yeah.
And then once UCB shut down, I was like, all right, I gotta
it was a
more
sign.
Of the stand up. Stand up situation. But like UCB and improv now in the city, it's so hard to come by good improv always, but I mean, just taking those classes and trying to perform in New York City now, improv wise, seems to be way more difficult because you got to find 5 to 7 other people that have the same schedule as you, and stand up comedy is just like, all right, do whatever you're ready, or whatever the shit you want.
If you were stranded on an island and your only form of entertainment that you could watch for the rest of your life, if it was improv or comedy.
That's a crazy question, dude.
What would it be? There's a lot of different factors.
Do you ever get really into improv? You ever like it?
I took a couple classes.
UCB?
Yeah, I never really liked it.
But did you ever?
I mean, it was cool.
Did you ever go to one of those shows?
Oh, yeah.
And like you saw some good improv. And
Oh
you
yeah,
died.
yeah. You can like pinpoint like, oh, that person's really good.
Yeah, dude. Like there were some times that I saw improv and I was dying laughing. And there are obviously times when I see stand up and I'm dying laughing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's a very interesting question.
Who do you think is more annoying to hang out with, stand-up comedians or improv comedians?
Probably improv.
Yeah?
I think stand-up comics have their own, like a cool stand-up comic is a cool person.
Yeah.
A cool improv person might not be a cool
Yeah,
person.
that is true. Yeah.
You know, because like you're dependent on 5 other people to have a good vibe with you in order for you to
Yeah.
seem cool. Stand-up comics stand alone.
Yeah. And we have the traits, the stereotypes of us that we're neurotic. What are the? I mean, there's a lot of bad traits.
Improv people though are like more like
we're dark.
It feels like Lord of the Rings type.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not to be
kind of fun,
rude and mean, but like that's kind of their vibe.
Comedian, I don't know if this is sad clown. We get that stand-ups. Do improv comedians get that? That's not an association with improv comedians. The sad, like the depressed.
Lord of the Rings, freaking Game of Thrones. When I think of improv, type people.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't really have any connections with people who ever did improv. I think that was also part of the reason where I kind of...
You were more into Harry Potter.
Yeah, left improv behind. And I was into Harry Potter.
You're like, fuck Lord of the Rings.
Bro, people say these are Harry Potter glasses a little bit. What do you guys think? Let us know in the goddamn comments. You know, what do you have, Warbies? I think I've seen you with your glasses on.
I have Warbies.
The clear ones?
I mean, generally most glasses are clear. Oh, you mean the frames? I was like, as opposed to sunglasses?
No, I think I've seen you with the clear frames.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, I don't have a clear frame. Maybe those were just contacts. If you see me in public wearing glasses, I probably don't want to be seen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like bedtime / morning. Like
I won't wear glasses on stage, or I will really make an effort.
Well, it changes your whole personality.
You think so?
Yeah.
Or the way people see you.
Well, your character, just the aesthetics of how people perceive you. Just wearing glasses. I mean, even if you're not a comedian, if you're accustomed to seeing someone who doesn't wear glasses and then they put on, they just look smarter.
Yeah, it's wild.
Even on a subconscious level, I'm sure you'll behaviorally respond as if they were more intelligent.
Because I remember I have a bit where I don't have my glasses on and I'm like, I look like a frat bro who loves cocaine. And then I did the same bit with the glasses on. Way less of a response.
Well, yeah, that changes everything.
Yeah, because I don't really
You just look like you do cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Frat bro, less so. Just enjoy a light bump here and there. That. Yeah, man. What were the drugs like growing up in suburbia?
This is interesting. Okay, so I was so curious about drugs in high school. I loved researching drugs, like looking up shrooms. I didn't have access to any of it. I definitely bought fake weed. I bought $80 worth of fake weed.
Whoa. How much was it? Do you remember visually?
They weren't even like weed bags. They looked like little like slivers. I don't know what.
Was it in a Ziploc bag?
No. I think it was maybe a Ziploc bag with these 4 little bags, but not like square like how like a small bag of weed that you'd buy on the street or something. Yeah, it was more like horizontal. It was more like, it looked like this. Kind of like a joint plastic, and then inside was like oregano or something.
Oh, damn. Did you smoke it? Mm-hmm. Did you get what? Italian?
I grew up on hip hop. I love the Wu-Tang. And I remember
Barclays.
Wait, what?
We got to get you the Barclays.
Oh yeah, Center. for sure. But there was some RZA.
Oh, Wu-Tang?
Yeah, he had some line about I smoked the honey dip blunts. Something.
So you dipped your blunt in honey.
So I made a honey dipped oregano joint, and I smoked it, and then I think I told my stepbrother.
How old were you at the time?
I think I was may have been a sophomore in high school. How old is a sophomore in high school?
Like 15, 16?
Yeah, I was like 15. And then, I definitely smoked it. with the expectation that like, whoa, this is going to be crazy.
So you
I'm going to
probably
enter this
even
magical
thought-
world
yeah,
of colors and illusions and shapes and pastries. None of that. It was just me smoking honey that was like herb flavored.
Were kids in your high school doing intense ass drugs though, like heroin and
Heroin.
Fentanyl around?
Fentanyl was not around. Heroin was around.
What, I don't understand that. Like, why do kids end up doing it? Is it just like so boring sometimes? Growing up in a small town
Probably.
like that. What was the excuse for people in your high school doing H?
I mean, I think it's an excuse for anyone. They just wanted to get high. They wanted to feel different. I mean, I think sometimes it could be subconscious, like an escape.
Yeah.
Also, I think when you're in high school, I mean, not that drugs are you're immune to them at other phases of your life, but when you're in high school, your emotions are like on the surface of your skin. Everything is so
true.
intense.
Yeah.
I would imagine drug usage, at least getting accustomed to it, when you have so much anxiety and it's a coping mechanism. And when you're in high school emotionally with all your hormones and stuff, you may need more to cope.
Did you grow up near a tobacco farm in North Carolina? They have a lot of those down there.
No, in Virginia, there's a lot of tobacco farms too,
Oh.
though. No, but I just know cigarettes were so cheap when I was in college because it was in Virginia.
What?
Virginia cigarettes are so cheap.
It's crazy. Here they're like
Taxes cheaper.
$15.
That's insane.
Did you ever smoke cigarettes?
When I drank.
Classic. You still drink?
No.
Oh, you're sober.
No. Well, I'll smoke weed.
California sober, as they say.
Yeah, I don't want to be California sober, though.
What does that entail besides just smoking weed?
Cookies.
Oh, okay, sure.
I want to be California slim, not California sober.
California
No.
Sun-kissed.
I just no, I don't drink. I'll smoke weed, but I'm trying to cut back. I just want to be more focused.
Do you have a bad drinking story that made you get to that point, or no? Just like constant years of feeling like shit the next morning.
I think more that, and then just like realize like why I think I wanted to be detached. I didn't like feeling like a social obligation, if that makes sense. But also, I didn't know how to drink. I didn't grow up with alcohol. So for me, when I drink, I get drunk.
When was the first time you drank?
When I was in high school.
But you didn't really consistently do it till you came to New York?
No, I did in college and stuff, but I was never around. When I had exposure to alcohol, it was always binge drinking.
Yeah.
It was
college,
party. Yeah, it was never
keg
casual. I
stands
didn't
and
grow up
shit.
with like wine at dinner and stuff like that. So yeah, I think after college, and eventually I was like, this isn't for me. There's always going to
like
be
you got that
something
addiction.
that I'm just like, oh, I need to cut that out.
Yeah, there's always.
I do it
you
with
can always-
everything.
You can always be a better version of yourself.
I did it with
as they
chess.
say.
Yeah.
Oh, you were playing too much chess?
I was playing a lot of chess, and I was like, I
Bro.
need to stop playing chess.
Really? What were you like playing online too much? Or
Just
like going to
I
Union
had like
Square?
the chess.com membership,
Oh, okay.
and I was playing on my phone, but I'd fall asleep playing.
Wow, dude, that's better than scrolling TikTok.
It is.
Wait,
it
but
is.
did you
But as
ever-
comedians, it's
Yeah, that's
business
also
when we're on
true.
social media.
Did you ever cheat on chess.com? I've heard a lot of
No. No.
a lot of talk about a couple chess people that will go into the tournaments and cheat somehow.
No.
How is that even possible? Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
Yeah, for sure. If I'm gonna learn a skill, it wouldn't be to cheat in chess. It would to just be better at chess. That's what I was focused on. I wouldn't to learn how to cheat in chess. I would probably take a class on how to cheat in chess.
I played, Alex Botez,
Sounds familiar.
chess girl. So I played her in Union Square. She
Okay.
beat me in like 3 minutes, and
Yeah.
then within like the last 4 months, I've been slowly playing some of those guys in Union Square.
Nice.
And Paul Chessman, Russian Paul, who's like a pretty well-known.
So
chess
you
figure
know the
of
guys.
Union Square, yeah, they're my boys.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's so dope.
Yeah, dude,
That
Paul
is
was-
super cool.
Paul was on the couch actually, like 4 or
What
5
the fuck?
episodes.
Oh,
You
that's
gotta check it out.
amazing. Yeah.
dude, super funny.
I played chess once in Union Square. I lost.
It's pretty intimidating, but it's fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was $5.
Do you remember who you played or no? Do you remember his
A
name?
white guy, baldish, but like
Bald or-
young baldish.
Okay, because like maybe older baldish. That's straight up Russian Paul.
No, he could have been Russian though. He was a man of few words, which makes me say he could have been Russian.
Bro, that's hilarious. Well, you'll see the picture at the end of this episode. You'll let me know if it was him. Okay. But yeah, man, these chess adventures, and also I think
that's awesome.
It also it relates to comedy. It relates to tennis in being that you're by yourself, figuring out what the other person could do.
Chess is like tennis sitting down.
Exactly.
Is that accurate? I'm just making that up.
No, it is, bro. You always have to think about the
Yeah.
next shot, next move.
Yeah.
Think about your opponent.
Yeah.
I think golf, tennis, and chess are super valuable to the growth of a young human, if you guys are listening. In terms of like sports too, you know, it's always great to learn a team sport.
Yeah.
But I think it's also super important to learn an individual sport. Did you play team sports or
Yeah, I did.
High school, what'd you play?
I played football for 1 year.
Oh, damn. All right.
Yeah.
Were you good?
I had extreme social anxiety.
In football?
I wasn't bad. I think I was defensive end. I was in really good shape and I was really fast, but I would hide at the games behind other players so the coach wouldn't see me so that I wouldn't have to go on the field.
Did you play basketball? Was that like a better sport for you? Or what was the best
I
sport?
played a lot of basketball in middle school. College sports, I played football for a year. Then I did track and field for 2 years. I was short distance. And then I did soccer 1 year. Soccer was my favorite. I had the most fun at soccer.
When did you?
Oh, but also soccer was senior year. So
Okay.
my social anxiety had diminished for the most part. I was a different person by the end of high school.
Were you good?
At soccer, yeah, I think I was pretty good. I was fast and aggressive.
Any thoughts about playing college soccer? No.
No, not at all.
When did you start playing chess? Was that like your parents getting you into that?
No, I started playing chess in the pandemic after watching
Really?
Queen's Gambit, like every other douche on
Oh,
chess.com.
wow.
Yeah.
So like you weren't playing as a child
No.
at all? Did you learn how to play during the pandemic?
I learned how to play when I was younger, but just
Yeah.
like the rules. But to me, it was just like a dorky thing.
How did you get
I never found it exciting. And
So
then
what made it exciting all of a sudden?
I realized I like puzzles.
Okay.
And I got into the Rubik's Cube.
Bro.
And like learning how to solve it and like the algorithms and like trying to do it like super quick. And I watched a documentary and I was like, okay. And I was like,
Oh, I think I watched that one too, the Netflix one.
yeah, it was really fun, right?
Yeah.
It was nice.
Dope.
It was touching.
It didn't get me onto the Rubik's Cube.
Oh, how could you
But it
watch
was
that
dope.
and not get a Rubik's
I
Cube
think it was
after?
just, well, I think for years of having one, I just think I never figured it out, and it was just too intimidating.
Oh, but it's so much easier. It's like following a recipe. You just have to like precisely do the ingredients, and then over time you have it memorized. But yeah, and then jokes were like puzzles too. I didn't realize that I liked puzzles, different types of puzzles. So then chess was like, oh, this is new, but I like learning new things. But I could lose excitement in the new thing after a while. But with chess, I was like, oh, this is like a puzzle. I feel like I'm getting smarter and I'm learning. And then eventually I was like, wait.
So would you play computers on chess.com?
Yeah,
or?
I would just play like the apps.
And
they have
that-
like robots.
They have like different type of
And then I
levels,
play people too. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you got to get back in Union Square. Maybe we'll freaking get out
Maybe,
there.
but I'm
too.
probably so bad now.
I mean, bro,
You
just get
lose
out
your
there.
skills so quick.
In chess?
Yeah.
And I think you do kind of gain them back though through a few games. Kind
There's
of
so much
remembering.
memory involved.
Dude, it's insane. There's thousands. of
I don't
games.
think people have any idea how complex or like how much memorization and memory is involved, like from previous moves or previous games, and like, oh, that's
Exactly.
what's happening. This is how you get out of it.
That's why, dude. Like some of those chess hustlers out there make anywhere from $200 to some $1,000 a
them.
day. Yeah, man,
Good
they're
for
killing
them.
it. Straight cash business.
Yeah.
It's about time somebody gets paid, bro.
Yeah.
Gibran, this has been an amazing episode. Dude,
Thank you,
before
Ted.
we get out of here, we're popping up your Instagram right here.
Boom,
so
bam.
let us know your Instagram and what you got coming up in the next few weeks.
At Gibran Saleem, GIBRANSALEEM. You'll see that. Next Monday, I'm at Triad Theater. I'm doing a show called Laugh in Peace. This Thursday, I'm on ABC on the Tamron Hall show promoting that.
Bro, let's go, dude. So this will be up within 24 hours. So what's today?
Oh,
Monday.
okay,
so we're
yeah.
gonna turn this around pretty quick. It'll be
Oh,
up
yeah.
tomorrow night. So
So
let us know this
Thursday
week. Yeah.
at 10 a.m. on ABC.
Let's go.
I'll be on there. And then Monday, I'm doing the show called Laugh in Peace. It's with a reverend and a rabbi.
Let's
it's really
go.
interesting. It's on the Upper West Side of Triad Theater. So come check that out.
Beautiful. Guys, follow Gibran. Gibran, dude, thanks so much
Thank
for
you,
coming
Ted,
on the
man. This
freaking
was great.
couch. And
This
we'll
was
see you
awesome.
guys next time. Peace.
All right.